Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of August 8th. As normal, we will start off with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging. Again, that's Fortified, Afflicted, and Raging. I kind of expand on something I said last week. We have Afflicted again. We had Incorporeal last week. And I think the issue is, when you boil it down, is that neither of these two affixes are terrible or anything like that. They're actually really easy to deal with as long as you just invite like one person in your group that has that can handle them well. And there's multiple specs and classes that can do so. And so as long as you invite one, you're pretty much fine. I think the issue with these affixes is that they're just asking you to do more than the other affixes are, right? So the other new one was Entangling, which is super easy. You just walk out of it. Volcanic, you just walk out of it. A lot of the affixes are very easy, just in general. Just their general nature is just super, super easy. Whereas, some other affixes actually require you to do things. You could put Spiteful in that category as well. It requires you to slow ads or kite ads. It actually requires you to do something. And I just think that with this new bucket that they added, the Afflicted, Incorporeal, and Tangling, two of them ask you to do a lot more than other things do. And I think there's just a huge variance. And I don't know what the answer to that is. Do you make all the affixes do more? I don't know if people will like that. Or do you just literally get rid of affixes, which some people have talked about? I don't know the answer, but it definitely feels weird when there's such a variance on how powerful or how affecting they are of your dungeon. So it's something to think about there. So once again, we have Afflicted this week, Fortified, Afflicted, Raging. So let's go ahead and talk about other stuff that's going on in the game right now. Probably the biggest thing this week is the Darkmoon Fair is in town. Darkmoon Fair, of course, profession knowledge for this expansion. All kinds of stuff to do there. Pets, toys, achievements. Great thing. Hopefully we will see a revamp of this. Maybe it won't even be until the next expansion or something like that. But I would just love to see this be a feature that people just go to have fun. Something that's literally so big that you could have so many achievements in there that it would take a long time to get them all done for any average player. Obviously, if you play 40 plus hours a week and you're an achievement hunter or whatever, you're going to get it quicker than everyone else. But I'm just talking about for the average player, just tons of stuff to do in there. There already is tons of stuff to do in there, but chances are you might have done some of the stuff over the years if you played for a long time. And the stuff isn't as hyper interesting and not as cool as even when it first came out. Even when it first came out, it wasn't super cool, but obviously as time's gone on, games have gotten so much better. The stuff to do there is not nearly as neat as it once was. We do also have the World Quest event this week. So World Quest event's one of the ones that's worth doing in this expansion once again, because World Quests are again fairly easy and quick to complete, unlike Shadowlands. Gets a lot of free rep and stuff like that. So it's actually one that's quite worth doing in my opinion. So do World Quests this week. That'll benefit you a lot if you care about your renown at all, or just getting the Paragon boxes after. It's just like free gold basically. So you can enjoy that if you like. Probably the biggest news we had coming out yesterday was the release date for patch 10.1.7, which is going to be on September 5th. So basically about a month from today, we will get the new patch. Nothing super major in this patch. It's basically advancing the storyline. There's going to be a new event type thing. Dream Surges they're called. There is new catch-up gear. To basically get you up, so if you're a casual player, to basically get you up to heroic raid level of gear, which is really nice. We haven't really seen this before to this extent, I don't believe, to where you can just do this really casual content and get up to heroic raid level gear. Of course, that's with the upgrade system involved. You have to upgrade your stuff to heroic level gear. It's not like it's heroic level gear that you can upgrade to mythic. It's normal level gear that you can upgrade to heroic in that track. So, but still, I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this before. So it's actually really nice, and it could result in a lot of player power for a lot of more casual players. It's also just a really good way if you are someone who doesn't enjoy running Mythic Plus on a million different characters. It's a really nice way to get a set of gear without having to go through the process of farming through all the Mythic Plus shenanigans just to get your first, set of gear or whatever. So it's actually really, really nice. But yeah, nothing huge in the patch, but it's just some quality of life updates. The ping system, some people might consider to be huge. That'll be coming as well. The ping system is literally, if you've played League of Legends, for example, before, you can ping on the map things. So instead of that, it's like literally putting like a marker down almost. And it has like an icon above the marker. And the icon is, generally going to tell you something. Or you could be like, this icon means this icon means this. I can't remember if there's like 4 or 5 of these icons. And you can quickly just ping these on the map. You could be like, this one could mean interrupt or whatever. And you put and you put interrupt down or whatever, like on the mob that you want interrupted. Things like that. It's just a quick way to communicate, especially without comms, right? Like in any game that has pings, it's a quick way to communicate without comms. So that's actually really cool too. So it's another really good patch, in my opinion. Not a ton of new content coming, but on that note, as this patch ends, we will be finishing up the Calmorder Cup, which is next week. And this is a big deal, right? So this is the testing of dragon riding in one of the original continents, and this is to try to open up dragon riding to the entire world, to all of Azeroth, but I assume also all of Draenor, all of Pandaria, all of Northrend. Well, Pandaria and Northrend are in Azeroth, I guess, but like all the other Argus, I don't think there's flying on Argus, but you get my drift. All the other planets and stuff as well, where flying is enabled to have this dragon riding be possible. And this is the beginning of that, and basically going to be a test run. And we'll talk more about that next week, as it's live next week. But yeah, I'm super excited for that and to see how it goes, and to kind of bring one of the best features that they've added to the game, which is dragon riding. Kind of bring that to the whole of the game and continue it forward, for as long as the game lasts. So I think that's really, really cool as well. Other than that, personally, getting some good prog in on Mythic Sarkareth. Some pretty much progging phase 2, I would say, right now. Phase 1 pretty much got that figured out as a guild. Pretty much progging phase 2, getting the intricacies of that done with the bombs and everything. And then we'll be, progging phase 3. And that phase seems to be a bit harder, in my opinion. So we'll see how long it takes us there. But definitely positive vibes coming from that end. We just had the Trial of Style, as you can see in the background video. So I did do that a little bit this past week as well, and enjoyed that as much as I could. There were actually new rewards that I didn't notice. I don't think they were new to this Trial of Style. I just think I did not notice them the last time Trial of Style was around. So I was able to get a few new appearances as well that I did not have. So that was actually pretty neat. So yeah, just generally enjoying the game. Obviously, there's all kinds of other cool games going on right now. Not everybody's centered on World of Warcraft, which is more than fine. As we're kind of like in the, middle to end of the season, at least probably past the middle of the season, right? A little bit past the halfway point, and things are a bit slow and a bit not as fun as they are right when it comes out. I think a lot of people are going to log on to do the Calmorder Cup next week and stuff like that, but it's fine. It's fun. It's really cool to play other games and enjoy other stuff that's going on. While the game itself, while Dragonflight itself is actually still in a really good state and doing really well, it's okay to still enjoy other games too, and that's something to always remember, especially for the WoW community who really likes to focus on one game all the time. Sometimes that's not the best thing to do, because no matter what game it is, if it's a game, Baldur's Gate is really popular obviously right now. Like, if that's all you played for 2 months, you're going to start to hate that game, because there's not going to be anything to do after you play that game, only that game, for 2 months, right? So it goes for any game, and it's just good to branch out. But that being said, kind of going on a little tangent there, but just wanted to kind of shout out some of the other really cool games and really cool stuff going on. We're going to have Starfield coming out, all kinds of stuff. Some big, Mike Ybarra, one last thing I did want to point out. Mike Ybarra, the president of Blizzard, tweeted out that there's going to be a bunch of big stuff coming up for the Warcraft at BlizzCon. I assume that's probably maybe an expansion tease or reveal. Chris Metzen's going to be speaking there. I hope maybe it's to talk about maybe something coming to console, either whether that's World of Warcraft or something Warcraft adjacent. But definitely going to have my ears up, my eyes up, whatever, watching for what could come from this, event here, because it seems to be there's some pretty big teasers coming from World of Warcraft or the Warcraft universe at BlizzCon. So we'll see on that. My expected patch release date would be like the week after BlizzCon or so for 10.2. I did want to mention that since we talked about the release of 10.1.7. So that's it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.